What's up guys, Apathettic here, and today we're going to look to the future and talk about Destiny 2. Now, if you guys haven't heard, Activision had their earnings report last week and basically confirmed Destiny 2 for fall 2017, which is amazing because before there has been rumors that it might be delayed 2018, which if that happened I probably would have cried, and by might have I mean I definitely would have cried. So that rumor got put to rest, and they also talked about an increased focus on cinematics and story, which is amazing because Destiny has this amazing story, but you only really touch on the surface of it in game without going into the grimoire or doing some digging of your own into the backstory of different weapons and characters. So this whole thing got me thinking, what's my wish list for Destiny 2? So I compiled a short list of things I want to see in Destiny 2. So let's jump into it. Number 1 and number 2 on that list is 60 frames per second in dedicated servers. Now, I feel like this should be a given considering most modern games now run on 60 FPS in dedicated servers, but since everything at this point is speculation, I've included it on my list. Honestly, the dedicated servers would be a big one for me since currently Destiny is peer-to-peer connection, which basically is what causes that lag and delayed kills in PvP. So it's when you get shot from behind a wall or beat down by someone and then all of a sudden you trade with them. That's because of that peer-to-peer connection. So basically on their screen, they shot you before you were behind the wall or beat you down before you beat them down. So it's pretty much general phrasing of it. So fixing that would be a huge step into fixing a lot of the current connection-based issues in Destiny and make the overall player experience, at least when it comes to PvP, a lot smoother. Now, the third thing on this list is more frequent DLCs and updates. So currently in Destiny, we can go up to 3 or 4 months without any kind of DLC or sandbox update. This is what can make Destiny feel like really repetitive and certain players. And for example, in PvP, if there's a particular class or weapon that is unbalanced and it gets left that way for so long that people can become frustrated with the game or feel like they can only play a certain way to compete. So if they're able to roll out these updates much quicker, I feel like it would be easier for them to balance different weapons and subclasses by just making subtle tweaks more frequently instead of one giant update that shifts everything in one direction for 3 months before they can go back and fix it or make the necessary changes to kind of correct the results of the most recent balance patch. As far as content goes, they did mention in the earnings call that they do have a content plan scheduled once Destiny 2 comes out. And I can only assume that since it's a newer game, it will be much easier and faster to develop content for. And that's at least the impression I got from the earnings call. So that gets me pretty excited, but still my wish list until I can kind of get more confirmation on that from Bungie. Number 4 would be a fresh start. And what I mean by that is I don't want my same weapons and gear all carrying over. Now, I did work hard for all my gear, put many hours into getting all of it, but at the same time, I'm using a lot of this stuff for 3 years now. And I don't want to still be getting shot by Last Word 2 years from now. So, because if that happens, I'll have been getting shot by the Last Word for 5 years. That to me seems a little redundant, and I believe starting fresh with all new weapons and subclasses will freshen up the game for veterans and keep people who are new to the game from feeling like they're being punished for not playing the original Destiny. Now, all that being said, I would still like to see something to recognize me for playing all this time, so maybe just bring over emblems and shaders would be a good way to do that. So stuff that's basically purely cosmetic and has little to no effect on the actual gameplay itself. Number 5 on this list, guys, would be ranked and unranked playlist and PvP. So me, I'm a huge PvP player. I don't really play that much PvE. If anything, I play it as a kind of like means to an end in PvP. But the reason I want this is because it allows you to play PvP more competitively, or if you want, play more casually with friends. So if I'm looking to really test my skill and measure where I am as a player, I can jump in a ranked playlist and see how I stack up. But if I have some buddies jumping on and we just want to hang out, play for fun, just kind of chat while we play, we can jump in a unranked playlist and still have a good time and not really have to try as hard or have 100% of my focus on the game and how I'm playing. Right now for Destiny, there is no rank, but you also never know, how a match is going to be. If a match is going to be super sweaty, is it going to be casual? And an example with this is like skill-based matchmaking. I have a hard time jumping into games with my friends because they don't really play as much as I do. So naturally, their skill, KD, all those things aren't as high as mine. So when I jump in the skill-based matchmaking with them, they're getting matched against people that are way out of their skill bracket. And so it ends up not being very fun for them. They end up being very frustrated, and they really can't enjoy their time playing. You know, we can't enjoy our time playing together because we're jumping to PvP, and I may be doing okay, but if they're constantly just getting stomped and, you know, not enjoying it, then it kind of takes the whole experience away. And as a result, when I want to play with my friends, sometimes we have to like jump into strikes or whatever, so we can still play the game we love, but, you know, not have to be so focused. So I think by creating those two different types of playlists, you kind of alleviate that issue. And, you know, I don't always have to feel like, okay, I have to be 100% focused to play this game today, or I can be just going casually and be a little mindless with it and kind of just play without thinking too much. So with that, that concludes my wish list for Destiny 2. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Make sure you like and subscribe if you enjoyed, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.